Uh, yang berbahagia Tan Sri, yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Faisal, the senior management of Mercy, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. I think I have been speaking on many platforms of the world, and every time I step up on this platform, I feel nervous to articulate my ideas, my perspective. But today, I didn't have that feeling. But worse, I feel humble speaking to those who are of great human beings on this planet. All of you, the members of Mercy, you have been showing a good exemplary example and leadership in your own respective way. So I feel a bit humble, a bit out of space, to be honest, talking to great ladies and gentlemen among you in this great organization. But Datuk Dr. Faisal has invited me a few months ago to join this good crowd to contribute a bit on Islamic social finance. I think Islamic social finance is a natural fit to Mercy because there could be many donors and many investors in cash or in kind, but the moment we make it Islamic social finance, we could have more and more people joining the bandwagon. And that was the seed of our agenda of making Islamic finance part and parcel of Mercy. It is not the whole thing, but perhaps social finance could be the major driver to bring some additional fund that every one of you need to have more activities around the globe. In fact, wealth is part of Islam. And those who are saying wealth is not important in Islam is misplaced as well. We need wealth as we need the clean air and clean water to survive in this world. And true enough, without proper funding and support financially, we cannot save their life. So at the end of the day, in my own simple analogy, wealth is as good as and as critical as clean water and clean air for people to live. More so during the crisis, where people got a bit unorganized, unstructured. We need to have a group of people who are willing to risk their life, their time, their comfort zone, and of course in this world, without having proper funding, you cannot bring your ambulance up to the site. You cannot bring your equipment. You cannot bring your water pumping. You cannot bring whatever necessary to make things happen on that particular space on planet. In the context of social finance, Islamic social finance, I would like to share with you in the next 3 to 4 minutes before the iftar time. I think we need to redefine the whole meaning of Islamic social finance. The traditional Islamic perspective of finance should have changed when dealing with crisis, when dealing with necessity on the ground. The zakat definition or the zakat distribution should be changed upside down. No more priority to the local needs. We have to focus on the most urgent and essential and pressing need of the world rather than at your own backyard. But still some scholars among us in Malaysia and beyond are still upholding to the traditional point of view. Look at your own backyard first. If anything extra, surplus, only then would you be able to give to others. And in fact, I have been thinking loudly, I have not shared with anyone else, and then throw the chair to me. This is a very out-of-box thinking. Even for wakaf, we have been traditionally been educated and informed that wakaf can only be made on something which is perpetual, on building, landed property, perhaps on the equipment, machinery to some extent. But for me, we have to extend another dimension of wakaf. That is wakaf on services. Wakaf on the services of doctors without borders, on the volunteers. But of course, we need to have a platform where the money can go in and can support an organized way of doing humanitarian works and relief. And perhaps mercy could be the vehicle to accept wakaf. Not wakaf on mercy, but wakaf on the activities and the services of Mercy Malaysia and something similar to Mercy around the globe. This is something I'm writing at the moment, Dr. Faizal. I wanted to prove that wakaf is not about the technicalities, it's about the underlying objective of fulfilling the needs of the beneficiary of wakaf. So this is something I would like to push further, and thank you, Dr. Faisal, for giving me the opportunity to be part of you. Because speaking about Shariah and finance and social finance without being on the ground, I don't think I can appreciate much. I hope I can be more involved with all of you. Of course, I'm just at kindergarten level. You have to give me the training proper to go up to the primary and secondary, and of course PhD. You are PhD holders when it comes to relief work. I'm just a playground, not even kindergarten for that matter. So give me some time, because we need to engage everyone in Islamic social finance. To disengage is easy. In fact, the easiest thing in this world is to disengage. But to engage is something which is quite challenging and difficult. And we have to articulate from the academic perspective, from the authority perspective, what do we mean by Islamic social finance, zakat be it, sadaqah be it, wakaf be it, and many other source of support financially to works and services that support humanitarian. I think at the end of the day, you have been working in many parts of the world, in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Gaza, for your mobile clinics, Philippines, Southern Thailand, and whatnot. So this is something, I would say, the volunteers beyond the borders. Islamic social finance, or perhaps the time has come for Islamic finance and Islamic social finance together to be finance beyond borders. So finance beyond borders is a new term. Perhaps we can make it a tagline. We have doctors and volunteers without borders, perhaps finance without borders or beyond the borders. And for that, we should be able to generate interest by many philanthropists, those who are keen to support anything to do with saving the life of people or increase and upscale the quality of extreme hardship and under the crisis of the world, the calamities of the world. Toward the end of my speech, I would like to appeal to you. I would like to appeal to every one of you to do more support to Islamic social finance. I need your support to work together to articulate and to make it very tangible, very easy, very human at the end of the day. That Islamic finance is meant for everyone. Humanity has no address and name. And the humanity aid and humanity relief has no race, has no religion, has no sex, has no preference, has no social status. Everyone living on this planet deserves to live and to have the dignity of life. I think with that, I would like to thank everyone. And before I take my chair back, I would like to say salutation to all of you, kudos to all of you. Keep up the good work, and inshallah, I try to bring my own bandwagon to support you among the scholars. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.